Okay, so I think in the last class we discussed about installation, right? So how to install Python in your system and quick overview on Jupyter Notebook. So today we will be starting with core Python. We will also have classes, normal classes from Monday onwards. So today I will not cover much. Next week onwards we will have regular class. I'll suggest everyone to go through the content if you have, and then basically let me know if you have any questions. But otherwise, I think we are all good. Once you have installed this Jupyter, right? So how to open this Jupyter notebook? If you just uh, type Jupyter, just give me 1 minute. In the start, you just type Anaconda, or you can type Jupyter, and you will see Jupyter notebook will appear here. Click on this and Jupyter notebook will be opened in localhost. Uh, it is a very different ID as we discussed in the last class. So once it is opened in the localhost, if you want to write a new Python script, you can just come here, like the new button, click here, you will see notebook, click on notebook, and a new notebook will be opened. So what is this notebook? Notebook is something where you can write your Python code. Not only Python, you can also write Markdown. So it supports Python as well as Markdown. Markdown is very similar to HTML, if you know. So you can add your like text. You can make your text bold or italic, or font size. You can increase, decrease. You can change the font color. You can add URLs. You can add videos. You can add images. So you can do lot many things. I think if you know Markdown, then you can create nice documentation. So everything will be in one file. Your code will be there, your documentation will be there. If you want to add some mathematical formula, that also you can do. Some YouTube link or any other blog link or article you want to add, you can do that. You can write some description what the code is really doing. So everything, the documentation will be really very nice. In other ID like VS Code and any other ID, you have to, if you want to write any text, you have to comment it. But here it is like Markdown, you can write. So that's the advantage. But again, there are some disadvantage also. So the best thing is you should use Jupyter Lab eventually. I'll talk about Jupyter Lab later, but let's start with Jupyter Notebook. I think you are all good till here. So let's say you want to save this, you can just rename it. Let's say this is Python class 1, right? Or Python module 1. So we are in module 1. So let's say this is module 1 Python, right? Which is the subject name. And then you can see this is the file. And if you, let's say you have written some Python code, let's say you have written hello world, and if you just execute, you can see this is the output. So once you have written any code, you want to save it. How to save it? You can just come to file, and then there is an option called download option. The good thing about Jupyter is it's not only Python format, it will support 6 to 7 different formats. So you can download your code in HTML, you can download your code in Markdown format, in PDF format. You can actually download it in different formats. You can also, let's say you just click on download, you can see module 1 Python, it has downloaded in IPYNB format. So this extension is very important. Many people, they get confused. So all the code that I will share with you today onwards, you will see the extension is IPYNB. Normally, if it is a Python file, you will see the extension will be .py. But now it is .ipynb. So I'll tell you what is the difference. There's no difference. It is actually a Python, same Python file with Markdown. So you have in your Jupyter notebook, as you know, it supports both language, like the Python programming language, plus the Markdown also. So when you download, it is not only the Python code, but also along with Python, it also has the Markdown. That's why the extension is IPYNB, right? And you can also download it in .py format. In those cases, the markdown will become comment. Comment in Python is hash. So anytime if you see any file, let's say today I am sharing with you this IPYNB format file, and you want to execute it in your system, what you need to do is go to your home, and you can see in your home, there is an upload button. Click on this upload, select the IPYNB file that you want to load, and then you just click on, it's already there, so overwrite. And then come to last modified. If you just come here and then sort it based on date, or you can search also. Let's say here, I can see module 1 Python, I can open. So I have reopened this file. Let me repeat what I said just now. I am just at very basic level. I'm just telling you how to do very bare minimum thing using Jupyter. So you can open your Jupyter homepage, and from there, click on new, and you can open a new notebook. Notebook is the place where you will write your Python code. And once you have written Python, Markdown, everything, you can download your file. When you download, if you don't select any option, by default, it will be IPYNB format. So IPYNB format is supported only by Jupyter. You cannot open IPYNB file in any other IDE like PyCharm or VS Code or any other, right? So what you can do is you can just go to your home page and upload the IPYNB file, and then you can see it. Let's say you don't want only it should be open in Jupyter, you want PY extension, you can easily do that. So here you have option. So save and export as .py. You can also save and export as .py. And once you have exported in .py format, you can open in any IDE. So this is the whole story, right, of Jupyter. So I think, and one more quick thing that you need to remember, how to execute when you have written any code. Let's say this is the box that you can see here is called cell. Every cell you need to write Python code or anything or markdown. Let's say I'm also writing in this block, I'm writing a markdown, not Python. Let's say this is markdown and I'm giving heading. Let's say core Python. I'm giving heading like core Python. Okay. How to execute, whether it is a Python code or it is a markdown, how to execute this triangle symbol that you have seen here, that you can see here. Click on that. That is the run command. And each time you don't want to come here, you just need to remember the shortcut, that is shift enter. If you just click on shift enter, it will execute. Right, so this you can see I'm just giving a heading, and then in today's class, what topics we will cover. Let's say I'm just writing the topics or takeaway from today's class. We'll be discussing what is a variable in Python. We will also discuss, because as I said, this is not my topic. I'm just going through this so that you will be comfortable. I'm expecting everyone to please, if you are like feeling like this very fast or I should go slow. So I'm just intentionally going fast because I just want to give you a quick overview of core Python. I'm expecting you to complete the core Python part before you join this course, right? So what is there in core Python? Let me write down the topics. First is your variable, and then you will understand what is function. And these are very common in all languages. Let's say tomorrow you're learning JavaScript, or you're learning C++, or you're learning Java or Scala, right? Every language has this concept. This is just, you need to learn how to do it in Python, right? Variable, function, and then we will discuss about loops. So if, else, and then we will discuss while and for loop. And then once we have understood this, we will see the data structure part. So we will see what is a list, what is a tuple, and then what is a set, and then what is dictionary, and then what is string. And you can see here, I can change it to markdown and run. So you can see nicely bullet points. This is not Python code. This is just some text, and I can do everything in Jupyter, right? And then I can write my code also below. So I am going to teach you in core Python variable, function, if, else, while, for, list, tuple, set, dictionary, string. And that's it. This is your core Python, right? I'll give you a brief in today's class and Monday's class maybe. I think this is just to make you comfortable. Once you know the basics, I think you can go and understand all the details about these topics from my recordings or from Durgasoft's recording. This is what I'm expecting from you to know. And what I will teach you in advanced Python, we will discuss about pandas. And then once pandas is done, we will discuss about plotly, right? And then we will also discuss about, let's say, the package module library concept, basically OOPS concept. So I will teach you OOPS concept when we will be in deployment section. So we will do it and learn it. So all of these concepts in OOPS, we have this object-oriented concept. What is a class? What is an object? How to create a class? How to create an object? And what is library? What is module? What is package? How to create a library in Python? How to create a package? So all of these things we will learn in this course. So I will take care of these things, right? Fine. So again, let us start from very basic. So far, is it clear? Any doubt? Any questions so far? Everyone is with me so far. What we have covered? So we have covered software installation, installing Anaconda, and then installing. Once Anaconda installation is done, everything is set. So we no need to install anything else, right? Only Anaconda Python. So it will do all the things. It will give us Jupyter. It will install Python for us. Important libraries it will install. So everything is set. Then we can just go to our, if you are a Mac user, just in the terminal, type Jupyter space notebook. And if you are a Windows user, you can just come to your start and search for Jupyter space notebook. Or you can go to your Anaconda prompt and type Jupyter space notebook. And it will open. Once it is open, you just go to new and create a new notebook and start writing your code. Once you are done, you can just download it. And later, if you want, you can again upload. Let's say you want to create these files in a particular directory, okay? All the scripts. There's little tricky thing, but I'll tell you how to do this. Now, let's say, let me create a new folder. Let's say my notes. Let's say here, in this case, I just want to create some scripts. So I'll just copy the path, right? And then what I need to do is I need to come to Anaconda prompt. This is not command prompt. This is Anaconda prompt. Come here. And then it is D drive. If you just directly write this, it will not work. Okay. See, it is not working. So what you need to do is first you just write D. And then you can see it is going inside that directory, D learning my notes. Here you need to open Jupyter space notebook. If you open Jupyter notebook here, this, and let me start a new script. Let's say notebook. Right? So if you just type pwd, where I am, so all the scripts, whatever I'm just, if I'm downloading the scripts or whatever, right? If I'm saving it, save notebook, you can see it is present inside, see untitled.ipynb 757. So all my scripts are saving in that particular directory, okay? But here, if you check, it is actually saving somewhere else, some random, like the default location. See users SSD. So it is saving in that directory. You can change it, but what I'm saying is it is, I think, easier way. So whenever you want to write all the scripts within a folder, first you need to go to that folder, and in that folder you need to open Jupyter notebook. Okay. And how to know where you are? pwd command. It will tell you where you are. Okay. So I just want you to explain me what is a variable. Any idea what is a variable? In any other language you have used variable. What exactly a variable is? Can you tell me? You can unmute and speak. Yeah. Which changes and can be changed. Value. Okay. Any simple description of variable? What is, yeah, it's partially correct. But what is a variable? Like, what is the purpose? Why we need variables?
To store data. any data temporary.
Exactly. So variable is a kind of container, you can say, or storage, though it is not in detail. If you want to understand variable, it stores the memory reference which holds the real value. But let's not make it super complicated. Let's understand in a very simple manner. Just give me 1 minute. Uh, think it's gone. Anyway, so my pen is gone, so it's not working. I'll try to fix it tomorrow. Okay, fine. So, okay, so what is a variable? Variable, let's say this is, if I'm writing here a equals to 5, right? What is happening behind the scene? A equals to 5. Let's say this is some memory location. Let's say this is 1024. And we normally think, okay, this is A and which is containing 5, right? This is a variable. But actually what is happening is this 1024, let me change the color. Let's say this 1024, let's say we have this 1024, which has, and there is one more location somewhere else. Let's say, give me 1 minute. So let's say this is, let's say 2024 location, right? Which contains the value 5. And this 1024 will contain the reference, like the address, which contains the real value. So this will contain 2024. Okay. And this is A. Okay. This is not A. So A will contain the, let's say if I'm writing B is equals to 5, B is equals to 5. B also is equals to 5. Means what? There will be another location, let's say 3024, right? Which contains the same reference, that is 2024. So this also referring to the same, and this is B. Is it clear? So this is called a variable. Now if I write A is equals to 10, what will happen? Let's say there is one more location, which is 4024, which contains 10. So tell me now, if I write A equals to 10, what will happen here? A will store what? A will store 2024 or 4024?
4024.
Yeah, it will store 4024 and it will refer this. Okay. It will not refer this. So this is actually a variable, but let's not make it super complicated. For your understanding, variable is a container which stores value. Okay. How to declare a variable? So if I just write any name, again, you need to understand the rules, how to name a variable. I think that is something which you can learn. But there are certain rules. It's not like I can start a variable with, let's say, at the rate A1. This is not a variable. This will not work. Right? Let's say you can see syntax error. Why? Because there are some rules, but this will work. Okay. So which will work, which will not work? You need to learn the rules, how to what naming convention you should use, right? When you are naming a variable, but ultimately you can give any name. Let's say any name. Let's say this is my variable 1, right? Which is storing a value 5. In Python, variables are dynamically typed. Dynamically typed means what? Basically, you're not assigning the data type. So when you are using Java or any other language, right, you define data type. Int variable 1 equals to 5 or float variable 1 equals to 5.6. That is strictly typed, but here it is dynamic, means you can assign any value, and based on the value that you're assigning, the type of the variable will be changed. For example, when you have assigned 5, the type of variable 1 will be integer type. But when you have assigned 9.9, the type of this variable 1 will be float type, right? And you can see that's why I told it's dynamically typed. Means whatever you will assign based on that, the type will change. As a user, as a programmer, you don't need to take care of data type. You just give some name equals to value. This is how you will assign variables in Python, right? Now, what is a function? You tell me, what is a function? Anyone? What is a function? Why we need functions?
To avoid the, so suppose there is a logic, right? So you can define a function, suppose addition of two numbers, define a function, and that function, if we call and pass the parameters, then it will do the addition, right? So function is for the reusability.
Exactly. The function is for code reusability, right? So if you have a block of code, which you are basically reusing, right? For example, you are doing some data analysis and you have to find average multiple times, right? During your analysis. So average is such a common operation. So you know the logic. Logic is same. Either you write or me write or whoever is writing. The logic for average is sum divided by total sum divided by total number, right? So a plus b plus c divided by 3 if you have three numbers, let's say. So you know the logic. If you write the same logic, you will write. If I write, I will write the same logic. But why to repeat the same logic again and again? Better to write it in a function. Let's say I am defining a function. Let's say mean function. Mean calculate. Okay, so this function will calculate the mean and I will write the logic. So this is called function. There are two parts of a function in Python. So the first one is called function definition. And then the second part is called function call. So what is function definition and function call? Definition means you are defining the logic. You are basically define logic. So what logic? So for example, if I am finding the mean, what is the logic? Average sum divided by total. So that is my logic. And you're basically defining the logic in your function definition. Sorry. Now what you're doing in function call, you are calling the function. You are not defining anything. So you define the logic once. Whenever you need it, you just call the function. You no need to write the logic again. Write the logic once and use it multiple times. Write the logic once and use it multiple times. That is called function call. Okay, let me give you one example. Let me take a very simple example. Let's say you are writing a function add numbers. In Python, function starts with def keyword, right? So when you define a function, it starts with definition keyword def followed by the name of the function. Any name you should give, but the name should not be random. I have seen people function 1, function 2, function 3. No, your function name should be meaningful, right? It should be helpful for others to know what your function is doing. So give some meaningful name, and then within bracket, you can pass the parameters or input the function will need. Let me keep it blank as of now. And then it's very important. There is no curly brace concept in Python. So anytime you write any block, you need to write a colon, and then you can see automatically the cursor is coming to the right, leaving some space in the left. And here you will write the logic or the body part, right? What you will write, let's say return, you want to return, let's say three number, A, B, and C. These are the three numbers the user has entered. And what you want is this function has a logic to return the sum of these three numbers. And this is called function definition. If I want to use this function, let's say today I have to add three numbers. I'll write 34, 67, and 89. A will be replaced with 34, B will be replaced with 67, and C will be replaced with 89. And the function will return the sum of all of these three numbers. If I just run this, you can see 190. And tomorrow, if I want to add three more new numbers, do I need to write the logic again? No, only the numbers I will change. Let's say 78 2034 or 6789. Very big number, small number, any number I can add. So this is how a typical function will look like in Python. Any doubt in this function? Is it clear? Variable and function, is it clear? Right? Okay. So function, you understand, variable you understood. And then we have something called if, else, while, and for. Now tell me where you will use while loop first. Let's start with while, okay? Or let's start with if, else. It will be easy. Where you will use if, else? If, else. Where you will use? If you have written SQL code or any programming code, right, you must have used these concepts. Even if you're new to Python, these concepts are not new. If you have used any programming language before, all of these concepts are very common. So if else you will use when you're basically checking any condition. If do this, else do that, right? So any condition you're checking, only one time it will check the condition. Condition is a true means it will execute. Condition is false means it will come out. So how to write? Let's say if, let's say I'm just checking 5 is greater than 3, right? If 5 is greater than 3, I'm checking if 5 is greater than 3, then what you are returning? Return true. Or return, or basically let's say not return, let's say print I am in if. So you can see in this case, it is printing I am in if because the condition is true. If I will make the condition false, nothing will happen. So it will check the condition only once. If the condition is true, it will execute. If the condition is not true, it will come out. Let's say I'm just writing another condition. Let's say 5 is greater than 3 and then print I am in first elif. And let's say I have one more condition. Let's say elif 4 is greater than 2. Who can tell me the output of this code? Tell me the output. What will be the result?
It will be the second print condition, right? 5 is greater than 3. So after the second condition, it will come out.
It will print all the print values.
Yeah, probably. That's what I was thinking. It should come out, right? Logically.
Yeah, tell me the final answer. What will be the output? You can type your answers in the chat window. Everyone think and tell me what will be the output. Okay. So the output will be I am in first elif. This will be the output. I'll tell you or I'll explain you how. Okay, so let's see one by one. You tell along with me, right? So if 5 is greater than 3. So don't worry if you don't know or you don't code, because in today's world, I think the way of interacting is natural language. Like English, you can write and Python code will be generated. The whole objective of learning Python is, there are so many CEOs who is telling you should not learn and all, but if you will see the real people who have invented lot many good things, like let's say Sam Altman, like the founder of OpenAI and all, people who are in leadership level, they will tell Python is like any coding language is not required. Next generation should learn only English kind of thing, right? But people who are developer or who are core into developing things, if you ask them, you can see the interview. And the thing is, yes, that's true actually, partially true. You might not be coding like how we used to code in past. In future, most of the things will be automated. You just need to write English, what you want, and code will be generated automatically, not Python. Any language you can write code in any language. Having said that, that is the secondary level. First, you should know the concepts and then you should use tools. And blindly, if you use tool, the problem I will tell you, sometimes the right question you cannot ask, and sometimes it will hallucinate, and you cannot basically validate whether the blindly using something is not, it's dangerous actually, right? Not always, but 90% of the 95 or 99% of the time it might be correct, but 1%, that 1% will be a big issue, right? If you don't know and blindly you have used it, that will be a problem. And not only coding, nowadays the research is going on your computer control. It will control your entire computer. It will write the script also automated way. But having said that, everything is all good. You should be able to debug wherever it is not working. You should be able to debug. And to debug anything or to basically validate, you should be expert in that. So that's the whole reason of learning coding. But you should not be scared, because today's world is so much easy. Anyone can become programmer overnight. So you just need to learn the concepts at high level. You should know what is an if, what is an if else, all the topics at high level. Only one time you will learn, one time. And you learn it in depth, you understand the concepts, and every time you can use the tool. Absolutely no problem. But when the code is returned by the tool, if you know the concept, let's say today I don't know anything about web development. If I just want to create my own website, I can take help of ChatGPT or any other tool, which can give me very nice code. But let's say I don't know anything about the front-end development. I am just blindly using it. Let's say Node has released a latest version, or JavaScript, something latest version, the tool is not up to date, and I will not be even knowing the code that I'm using is outdated one or old version code. I should use a new version code or something, because I'm not expert. So blind usage is very dangerous. You are in same with machine learning also, same with deep learning also, same with anything today. In fact, after taking the whole course, when you go for real time, you will be writing machine learning code also. Using AI, you can automate AI. That is absolutely okay. But you are expert. So you can just see whether the code generated is correct or not. Right? And that's called human in the loop. So you are there to validate. And if something is not working, to fix it, to ask the right question and validate the answer is right. To reach to that level, you need to be expert first. And that's why you are learning the whole course. Same with Python. You are not going to write code, but you should know everything about Python so that you can ask the right question. Second thing is you can validate the answer. Why I am saying so much? Many people are scared of writing code, and you should not be scared. Code writing is already automated. Learn code so that you can validate. That's it. Okay. So this will not return anything because this is false. Okay. If the condition is false, if will not even enter into the loop. It will come out. Now it will check this condition. This condition is true. So if the condition is true, it will enter inside the loop and it will print the output and it will come out. Means what? It will not even see what is below. You may have 10, 15 ellipses, does not matter. Nothing will be executed. The moment it is true, it will come out of the entire if else block. Is it clear to everyone? The moment in any block it is true, it will execute that block and come out completely. Below the blocks are true, doesn't matter because it will not even see. Is it clear? If else is clear, everyone? Is it clear why it is only first ellipse, why not second? What will happen after executing 5 is greater than 3? It will print I am in first ellipse. And then what will happen? It will come out. It will not even see. But let's say this condition is also false. Let's say this is like this. Then it will come here and check and then it will execute. So what is the logic? Logic is check true, execute, come out. Okay, only one time. So this is your if else loop. We have few more. We have this while and for loop and list, tuple, set, dictionary and string. These are the 5 things that we will discuss at very high level, maybe on Monday's class. In this weekend, I think you people have shared your emails with me. I am really sorry. I could not share anything with you, but today I think after this call around 10:30, I have all the emails that you have shared it with me, right? I will give all of them, whoever emailed me, I'll give you access to software installation folder. And once your enrollment is confirmed, or maybe Python folder also access I will give you. And once your enrollment is confirmed, you will get Monday onwards, we will also have our own drive. Every class recording will be uploaded today onwards. You will get all the recordings, materials, everything on drive. So I think till Tuesday, this link will work, and Wednesday onwards, they're going to change the link. And I think Wednesday onwards, I'm planning to start with pandas once we're a little comfortable with this. So you have weekend, so Saturday, Sunday, weekend is there. So please try to complete the core Python. The topics are already there in front of you. Please complete these topics. Will not take much time. Every day, 1 hour, 2 hour. If you give, I think within 5 to 6 hours, you can complete these topics. Very simple topics. And let's connect on Monday. Any question anybody has? We are all good?
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I have enrolled course, ma'am. Please provide access so I can learn on weekend sometime.
Yeah. Right now, after the call, I will provide access, right? Around 9:30, I will add you.
Yeah. Okay, I'll chat you.
Yeah, sure. Okay, others, please let me know if you have any concern or issues or any questions. Otherwise, we're all good. Let's connect on Monday.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah.